Breaking Records Radio.
Check them out, man.
What up? This is your bro Danny O, and right about now you tuned into Breaking Records Radio.
Let the people know who Danny O is.
Wow, Danny, you know it's funny, man. Been doing this for so long, and you get asked a question that simple.
Yeah.
Who is Danny O? And to be honest, we could be here all day.
Yes.
Because you know who Danny O was when I first came into the game. You know, dropping Dear Hip Hop, my first single, which most people know me by. You know, I just say fierce MC, you know, hungriest MC in the game, killer lyricist, you know, battle rapper.
Yeah.
And today, the answer to that question would be like proud father of Melina. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then so much that goes with that, and sort of balancing like being this MC and continuing to work in this industry, in this country, and being a father and paying the bills and all of that stuff. So it's kind of crazy. How do I answer the question right now, man? I can tell you that Danny O remains a hungry MC,
yeah,
killer lyricist, battle rapper, but very proud father, and you know, probably that's the most important thing that I can tell you about me right now.
All right, man. And you brought up Dear Hip Hop in there, and which was your first single, if I'm not mistaken, 1996.
Yes,
We're
sir.
celebrating the 20th anniversary of that right now.
I can't believe how time flies, bro. You
That's
know,
crazy.
It's like, you know, especially when we talk hip hop, and you talk hip hop all the time, and you know, it feels like 20 years have gone by in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
And at the same time, it feels like such a long and hard grind. You know, when Dear Hip Hop dropped, first of all, it was on Rap Essentials Volume 1.
Yeah.
It was a compilation album. As far as I'm concerned, it was a monumental record in Canadian hip-hop history because it had the likes of Rascals and Choclair, Ghetto Concept, Cardinal. I mean, it was a dope compilation. Dear Hip Hop was on it. It was never really an official single per se.
Yeah.
But it did have a video, and we toured, and it became what people call the classic. So I'm very proud of it. But, you know, it's crazy that in the past 20 years, man, maintaining a career in this industry has come with so many different ups and downs, and I got stories upon stories, but it's like, dude, a snap of a finger and it's 20 years later.
Yeah.
So it's really crazy, man. But I'm happy to be still here doing it, obviously, and celebrating what people have called a classic. I'm very appreciative of the love that it's been getting.
And it was produced by Scam as well, right?
Yeah, man.
What has Scam been up to?
You know, it's funny. I just linked up with Scam.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I'm happy to tell you that we are currently starting work on a documentary about Dear Hip Hop.
No.
And, yeah, man. And I'm pretty excited about that. It's been sort of in the works just in terms of like brainstorming it for a while. But we finally got the right people involved. And Scam's still producing. In fact, man, he sent me some killer stuff that I plan on having on forthcoming albums.
Get out of here.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
So,
man. Scam is one of my favorite Canadian producers.
dude, let me tell you, you know, Rap Essentials Volume 1 had 2 songs produced by Scam on it. The other was Boiling Point, Concrete Mob. That was the beat I wanted.
Get out of here.
Oh, yeah. I wanted that beat so bad. And he's like, you know, gave it to Concrete Mob. And I love Boiling Point, killer record. But it's kind of funny how things went down because, you know, I would have gone for that one.
Yeah.
And so, you know, the way Dear Hip Hop came about, man, is I was like, I started working with Scam. I was 17 years old. I started working with Scam and DJ X, who was best known for running the Power Move on CKLN 88.1 on Saturdays. And if you even considered being a hip hop head 20 years ago, you were listening to the Power Move every weekend. You weren't able to Google, YouTube, you know, all the songs. It's like you want to know what's good in hip hop, put on the Power Move. And because he was doing beats. And he ended up producing Sunlight by YOK, which is also on Rap Essentials Volume 1.
Yeah.
And YOK is part of Monolith, that's my family. So we were working with both of them, Scam and X. And it just so happened that 2 beats that Scam had done for me, one called Dear Hip Hop, one called Constipated, a track about just wanting to drop my shit.
Yeah.
All right? We went into the studio with Frankenstein, so shouts to Frank, to record that in December of 95, man. And I don't know, sort of the rest is history in terms of that being the first single that I ever put out. Because my manager at the time, when we got the opportunity to be on Rap Essentials Volume 1, we were contemplating which of the 2 tracks we were going to use.
Yeah.
Dear Hip Hop or Constipated. Constipated, by the way, is on the Dear Hip Hop album. So you can peep it. And originally chose Constipated because he liked it better. And then thought, you know what, let's lead with Dear Hip Hop because Constipated is a stronger track. So we'll follow it up with the stronger track and show that you keep building it. So it's kind of crazy, right? Because it has this whole classic thing to it. I wonder where my career would have gone had I chosen Constipated, a song that likened dropping songs to taking a dump.
Yeah.
You know, versus the love letter to hip hop.
No kidding, yeah.
Thank God we made that choice, obviously.
No kidding, eh?
Yeah, so Scam obviously is still doing it. He is part of the documentary, and I'm excited about working with him again after 20 years and doing new music. So
oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, hold tight for it.
And you said, sorry, who was the group that you said ended up getting the Boiling Point? And that's actually funny because I just interviewed Royce the 5'9" last week, and when I was interviewing him, Premier is one of my favorite producers, so of course I was picking his brain about Primo, and he brought up the fact that my friend was the first beat he had bought off Preem, and then he went to go to the studio. Preem was supposed to make him a beat. While he's there, he's like, just hold up, I'm just finishing up this thing for Capone Noriega. And it was boom. And Royce is like, no, I want this. He's like, does Nori know about this? And he's like, well, no. He's like, but it's for them, it's for them. And Royce is like, come on, man. And I guess he's like, Preem was kind of effing with me by that point, so we switched it up. But it's like, just kind of a similar story, like how your first landmark song could have that quickly off your choice, you know what I mean? Like
I love stories like that too, because it just goes to show you how some classics or some masterpieces are not flukes, but crazy circumstances.
It's almost like the universe lines that stuff up.
Yeah, because you can't imagine that record without Royce on it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the same with Dear Hip Hop without Danny on it.
I'll flip another crazy story about Dear Hip Hop. There is a piano riff, a sample from Ramsey Lewis's The Look of Love on it. That's what made me fall in love with the beat, was the piano. And when I wrote the lyrics, I came back then we were doing all pre-production before the studio. I don't know if a lot of current artists know what I'm talking about. Like we would arrange the track, dropouts, chorus, verse, chorus.
So then you're not wasting studio time.
Not wasting studio time. You gotta pay for studio time.
Yeah.
And I worked a job so I could pay for studio time. Anyways, it was valuable to us to use that time wisely. So the point is, when I arranged it, I went to Scams, dropped the verses over the beat just so he could hear it, and he told me I was off. I was rhyming to the piano. I don't know how to make sense of this today.
No, yeah,
but I was rhyming to the piano and not the drums. And he goes, "You're not hitting the one."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Fuck you talking about, man?" Like, I was so I was like confused and I was getting agitated and stuff. I was like, dude, you know what? Forget it. I don't want this beat. Straight up. And I'm like, I can't. He's like, no, Scam. So he convinced me, like, don't relax, Dan. You can get it. Trust me. And by today's standards, like, I can't imagine rhyming on it any differently. But at the time, I was still getting my footing, so to speak, on. I mean, I teach it now. You know, I've been teaching 10 years hip-hop songwriting workshops.
Oh, really?
All across Toronto. Yeah.
Crazy.
And bar counting is a huge part of the workshops. Because you got a lot of kids who can write dope shit, but then it's like, just putting them on beat.
Yeah.
You know, all jokes aside, some of them can't even, like, clap their hands or bop their head. So you're teaching rhythm and, you know, getting them... I had rhythm. I had been rhyming already. Yeah. But that particular beat had weirded me out. So without Scam's encouragement, I might have dashed the whole song.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I can't imagine it because it's not just because of Dear Hip Hop, but it's because of what Beat Factory did with Rap Essentials.
Yeah.
And I have to not just tip my cat. I owe a debt of gratitude to everybody who's part of Beat Factory. You know, shouts to Ivan Berry, Dwayne Watson, Jonathan Ramos, because again, they selected the song for the album. I was lucky enough to have shot a video for it, got a grant to shoot it. We did that. So shouts to companies called Rage at the time. You know, Dwayne Crichton, Michael P. Douglas, Allison Duke. I got to shout out all these people because of the album and the video and then the tour with Shaw Claire and YLK. That's what really put Danny-O on.
Yeah.
Dear Hip Hop happened to be the launching pad to allow me to do it. Would I have had the opportunity with a different song? Maybe. I don't know. Who knows? You can't rewind time. How would people have taken to a different song like a Constipated?
Yeah.
I have no idea. But who knows where I'd be without it.
Breaking fucking records radio.